Hello? Well, are we even calling it Simpin Session?
No.
What is it then?
Snap.
Simpin
Mega
Snap.
Matt Snap.
No, it's not a Mega Matt.
Let's start that. Mega Matt Snap.
No.
Hi everyone.
Right. Hi, and welcome to a special edition of... Oh, see, I need it to be called something.
Just call it Mega Matt Snap.
I hate that.
I think it's brilliant.
That's awful.
Mega Matt. You can see
You're doing my head in. Right. Hello and welcome to this special edition. We're calling this a Simbin Short because we are here at the Marriott in Worsley for the announcement of Shaun Wane's 24-man England squad. So yeah, I guess first off, Matt, squad, any surprises?
First of all, we've just had about a 5-minute argument about what this should be called. I think it should be called Mega Matt Snap. So in the comments, let us know what this should be called.
I don't know what world you think Mega Matt Snap is better than a Simbin Short, but okay. Alliteration. Someone. What did you get in English GCSE?
I did. Oh no, that was at A level. I got a B.
And I got an A star, so I think that says it all. Okay, moving on to Shaun Wane's England squad. Any surprises? Any thoughts on the selections?
Probably surprised that Luke Thompson's not in. Mm-hmm. That was probably the main surprise for me. Just because he's been a mainstay, and I'd still have him down as one of the best props in the comp. Shaun, we've both spoken to Shaun Wane today, and he said he just doesn't think he's played as good since he's come back from injury, which is probably fair.
I'm convinced it's because of the grand final.
Yeah. You think he's not going because of the grand final?
Yeah.
As what, that one player, the scoot on the fifth, or?
I just think because Shaun Wane always talks about those performances in big games, and when someone said about Mikey Lewis, and he said, has Mikey Lewis's performance in the grand final changed anything for you? And he went, I'll be honest, I'll accept that one. He did show something to me.
Yeah.
And I do think that it has also worked in the opposite way, because he admitted that Luke Thompson was on the cusp of the squad.
Yeah.
And I just think in that one massive big game before the Ashes, he didn't quite, that was Matt kicking a chair.
Technically.
He didn't quite step up to the plate, and let's be honest, him and Junior in December were pretty owned by the whole KR pack.
I think, to be fair, right, if you look at who has been picked in the middle unit, who would Thompson get in for? Because people love to pick it on form, which Shaun Wane has basically admitted there's a combination of form and trust.
Yeah.
Right? But if you were going on form, which is what everyone wants him to do, where does Luke Thompson get in? Because Owen Trout's been better, Mike McMeekan has been better, Matty Lees has been better, Alex Walmsley...
That's your one.
Possibly, but Alex Walmsley has played really well in the back. I don't think he started the season well, but he's ended it well. So, maybe it's a
So you're saying it would be one of those four that Thompson would come in for?
Well, who else is there? You wouldn't go for Smithies or Knowles because they'll play 13.
Yeah.
Your back rows are your back rowers. Trout's obviously got the versatility if he can play in the middle or in the back row.
Which is something that Shaun Wane seems really particular about, is having versatile players. He said part of the, which we'll get onto a bit, but your likes of Callum Watkins, AJ Brimson, even Mikey Lewis. He enjoys that they can do multiple roles.
That's why he wanted Ash Hanley in as well.
Yeah.
To play wing or centre because of injury.
Harry Newman is in, which I am shocked by.
He got in because of Ash Hanley.
Yeah.
Because if Ash Hanley had been fit, he would have been selected. Newman would have missed out. But
to be honest, though, obviously I don't know. I'm not inside Shaun Wane's mind, but for me, Farnworth and Wardle are pretty nailed on centre-wise.
I agree. I think the thing, though, if Newman wasn't in the squad, who's covering at centre?
He has played centre this year for the Gold Coast Titans.
But he's better at 167 and he's better in.
Sure, but I'm saying in this versatile world that Wayne lives in, he can do that job.
Yeah, but I think it was one area they don't really have a specialist backup. So it made sense to have a specialist backup at centre for me. So I get it. Was Newman the right pick? There was a couple of ways they could have gone. Percival's injured, so they couldn't have done Percival. Amila Hanley. Who he did mention a couple of weeks ago, didn't he, at Wigan when we spoke?
He did, but he is also someone who has said now multiple times on record that Dream Team means nothing to him.
Sure. And Billy Smith was the other one.
So I guess moving on to that world of AJ Brimson and the fact he has changed his international allegiance to England, he said that he tried to do it back in 2022, but I think there was an understanding that he was ineligible because he played nines.
You did English, didn't you?
100%. He played nines for Australia, which I think was the bit that got everything mixed up. But then he said to his agent, do everything you can. And Shaun Wane said part of the reason that AJ Brimson is in, obviously talent is part of it, but as well with the conversations he's had with other Australian players who wanted to pledge their allegiance to England, he said you could tell the passion and the attitude, and I think in that phone conversation he got something from AJ Brimson that he maybe didn't get from some of those other Aussie-based players who put their hand up to be picked for
Max
England.
King singing the Australian anthem, which didn't go down well, did it?
No. But for those who don't know, AJ Brimson, English mum. He was the only one of his three brothers to not be born in England.
I didn't know that, actually.
His two brothers were born in Chertsey. Well, you'd known if you were at the press thing today, but you weren't.
Because just I got exclusive 30 minutes
anyway,
with Shaun. You had to sit with the rest. Carry on.
Two brothers born in Chertsey.
Where the hell is
outside
that?
of London, near Windsor Way. South London.
No wonder I don't know it.
It's on the South Western Railway line, for anyone
How do you know that?
because it's on the same line as my office.
Right.
But yeah, and went on holiday to Plymouth as a kid. Yeah, what a wild holiday.
No disrespect to people from Plymouth.
Yep. And he said, when asked the first question was, name your 10 favourite things about England, and he said Greggs. So there you go.
Good start. I mean, it's a solid start.
Farnworth took him for a steak bake before the grand final. What more could you want?
Oh, see, he's let me down there. I think you just go basic at Greggs.
I get a vegan sausage roll.
Why a vegan one?
I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice.
I mean, they're not as nice as the sausage
They
rolls.
are. Have you ever had one?
Yeah, I mean, they're fine.
Yeah.
They're inoffensive.
Festive bake is good at Christmas.
Yeah, I like those all-day breakfast baguettes they do. Yeah, they're good. Don't we want to know?
Have they got egg on it?
Yeah. Are you not an egg person?
I'm not because I don't do Mackey's breakfast either. I just don't like
Oh.
that
See,
type of... boiled egg. I'd have a boiled egg if I was having any egg.
I don't mind a boiled egg. Dippy soldiers.
No, I have them hard boiled.
Oh, so weird.
but
why are you so strange?
Yeah. But anyway, back to that.
Sorry. How did we end up talking about eggs?
AJ Brimson.
Greggs, sorry.
But yeah, he said he's meeting all the lads this week. But yeah, I think he plays that versatile back role that Wayne wanted, and that's why he is in. I'm trying to think, any other big omissions?
Brad O'Neill was maybe a slight surprise, but then
The grand final changed it again, though.
Well, I always thought Jeslett would get in. And Daz Clark played very well last year. So he probably...
Did he play very well? You mean for England? Yeah.
Sorry.
So this is the thing that the phrase Shaun Wane is used a lot, is credit in the bank.
Yeah.
And the likes of Darryl Clark, John Bateman, George Williams are players with credit in the bank for him internationally.
Yeah.
And also the pairing, I would say, of Harry Smith and George Williams has credit in the bank for him internationally.
Do you agree with it?
I think it's a really tough one, right? Because he's balancing this thing of saying Mikey Lewis has changed my mind because he's done it in a big game, and saying that form matters, but then that other people's form...
And Luke Thompson's not got in because of
form, but then other people's form doesn't matter in the same way.
Because they've got the trust. They've got...
Yeah.
I look at it this way, right? I think it's really tough for an international coach, and I can't believe the analogy I'm going to try and use here to explain it. You know, if you're going out for a meal with your family and you're going out for a really nice meal, and you get the menu and you've got a few options on there that you quite like the fancy of, and there's that one that's a bit out there that you're not sure you're going to like, but you really want to try it because you just want to. It seems appealing. It seems appetising.
Right. What's really out there for you on a menu? Sushi.
Yeah. Something fishy would be a bit out there for me.
Out there for you.
Like, all right, it's got octopus.
Okay.
I did once have octopus.
Right.
But you really fancy the octopus. But then there's the safe steak and chips that you know you're going to like. And yeah, it might not be the best steak and chips we've ever had, but you're going to like it because it's steak and chips.
Yeah.
You could go for the octopus, but then you might hate it and then your meal's ruined. And And I think this is very much.
So you're saying John Bateman is steak and chips, and
and Matty Nicholson
is
might be octopus.
Okay,
yes.
right. Yeah, because he's another one that I did think. I know he had that injury, but then you've got Aledzki, who's had injuries come in. There's other players who've had injuries come in. Yeah. I've thought Matty Nicholson was unlucky to.
I think he probably is unlucky, and there's another back row who people will talk about in Junior and Semba. Probably not as unlucky.
Yeah.
I don't think this year. Tremendous talent, do not get me wrong, and he'll be an England player in the future. But I think on this year, Nicholson would have probably been my pick above Nsemba if I was going to dislodge one of the three back rowers there in.
And then I think going on to this, so back to the thing of do I agree with it or not. Look, hindsight's a funny thing. If they win Wembley, everyone's praising those selections.
Exactly.
If they get hammered, they're not. But I think you can't talk about leaving people out based on form, and then it's a hard balance of you have to have your reasoning so straight of why you're doing things. Which I guess brings us on to the big one that everyone's talking about: Man of Steel, Jake Connor, not in the squad. And I think that's where people were a bit confused by what he said, in the sense of he says he doesn't care about Man of Steel or Dream Team, and has told
which you'll get behind, right? Because you don't like Man of Steel.
No. I agree with that, but what I'm getting onto is that he said he can now target the World Cup, and then he said, someone said to him, so where does Jake need to improve to be considered for the World Cup next year? And he said his form needs to be better. Now I would argue that he's had better form than George Williams has.
Well, George hasn't played for 2 months.
Well, he won't have played for 2 months. So I think if you're saying someone who's just been voted the best player in the comps form needs to be better, I don't agree with the system, but there were many who would say Jake Connor's in the form of his life. And not saying there's not much further he could go, but he's reached pretty high heights.
I think, however you think on this, George Williams is going to play for Shaun Wane, England. He's had him all his life.
He's captain.
And this credit in the bank, he's going to play. And spoiler, I don't know if he said that when you spoke to him. He said to me, George Williams plays the first test. He says it's.
I don't think anyone thought that wasn't happening.
No, but it's a shootout between Lewis and Smith, right?
Right.
With your halves, you need combinations, and if he's going to play George Williams, whether you agree with that or not, he has to pick the right player
with George Williams.
So the question is, can Jake Connor play with George Williams? I would argue he could.
Yeah.
Because it's like Smith and Lewis, he plays left-sided. They're both left-footed kickers, which balances it out. Look, I still think he'll go Harry Smith.
So do I. Look, and he referenced a lot about that he wants this squad that's a continuity, because he says we've done it in the past where you've picked all the best players and it doesn't work. And I think he obviously didn't reference something in particular, but I think he was alluding to when it was it around 2007, 2008, when it was
the World Cup,
half Leeds, half Saints.
It was a disaster.
And they went into it believing that we could do something here,
and it was a disaster.
And because it was 12 Saints players and 12 Leeds players, all those players have come out and said since, they've done interviews saying, well, basically because there was 12 of us and 12 of them, we just stuck with our 12 and they stuck with their 12. Then the head coach was Leeds' head coach, and it all
Tony Smith, wasn't it?
And it all just unravelled because you basically had a split camp, whereas Shaun Wane is very focused on what the players he wants in that camp will be part of it.
Because the most in the squad from any one club is
five Saints,
which is Saints, which is interesting actually, isn't it?
It is,
when you consider everything.
But
then even Wigan have only got 3, so the whole Wigan bias thing's been thrown out the window.
I've got 3. I think apparently he said Owen Trout was a very happy phone call because he didn't think he'd be in.
Yes, it does.
And he said Danny Walker was a really tough phone call.
I thought I got loads of good lines here, which clearly I don't, because he said the same to me.
But what I found interesting is that he said Danny Walker was a really tough phone call because he's had Danny Walker and George Williams training together on their own at Warrington. But then I think he said he didn't find Jake Connor's decision difficult.
And I probably, I understand where he's coming from, because he's got that much trust in Lewis, Smith and Williams that in his mind it wasn't a tough call.
Right.
Should it have been a tougher call? It's so hard because I I think Harry Smith, whenever he plays for England, is fantastic. So is George Williams.
It's putting a lot. Right, look, it's a trust-based game, right? And he's put that trust in those players. Now it's on them to repay that trust, right? Because if they go out at Wembley and it's a bloodbath, Jake Connor sat at home with a smirk on his face.
Yeah.
And everyone's going, we told you.
I mean, Jake Connor, going back to my analogy, is like the mussels, isn't he?
Oh, mussels
or the snails.
Yeah,
the snails.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
It's something Shaun Wane has never gone with before, and I think in his head, look, he said so many times this would be the biggest achievement of his career if he can win this series.
Mm-hmm.
You don't gamble with the biggest win of your career.
He would argue that in some respects he has gambled, though. I think.
With who?
Like an Owen Trout.
Okay. But who would come in for Owen Trout?
Well, it'd be Luke Thompson.
Luke Thompson.
And on the face of it, you know, Thompson was a safer bet than Owen Trout.
But I think there's a gamble in that, and then there's a gamble halfbacks, which is a very different conversation.
Exactly.
And look, is there changes I would have made to that 24? Yes. Is there changes you would have made to 24?
But everyone would do something slightly different.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you are right, or you've got to. I think what my point is, even if I don't always agree with squads, I think what you have to say is, let's look at Shaun Wane's record, right? And he got England to a World Cup semi-final, lost narrowly in golden point to Samoa, and has won 2 Test series.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just trust his judgment on this one.
I agree, but I think it's now about just owning it. Like, he's come out today very strongly and said, I don't care about Man of Steel, I don't care about Dream Team. I didn't know Liam Marshall was in the Dream Team. Like, he's gone that level of full force with it and gone, look, these are my 24, this is that. And he's very openly talked about that he's had extensive conversations with Jez Litton and Alex Walmsley, probably had less conversations with other players who were less on his radar. Why they were less on his radar, that's his...
And it's prerogative as well, right?
Yeah.
I don't listen. I think my take on it is, I won't be criticising Shaun Wane's squad until I see how they play. And in hindsight, if there's something that didn't go wrong, then fair enough. And I think Shaun Wane he's a strong enough person that he'd go, sure, got it wrong. He's not the sort who would deny it.
No.
So,
and then also you have to remember, because I checked this, if there's an injury, there is a world in which these players we're talking about are in the squad by the third test.
If they aren't on holiday.
If they aren't on holiday. People have flown back from holidays before.
They have.
And I feel like this is one you'd fly back for.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I think, while this is a short and we're wrapping it up, I guess final thing is, who's your starting 13 for Wembley on the 25th of
Meg.
October?
Having my life. Can I do a 17?
No. Who are the 13 players? I know it's a 17-man game, but who are the 13 players on the park?
Wellesby.
Yep.
Young.
Oh, okay.
Who are the wing options? There's Tom Johnston and Joe Burgess.
Yep.
I think he might go Joe Burgess. Just because he's had him a long time and he's played well.
Yeah.
Wardle.
Big as well. I feel like that matters. Like.
Yeah. Tom Johnston is as well.
I know, but Joe Burgess is like quite like when you see him, he's one of those players that you don't quite realise. Like Herbie Farnworth today, I was like,
he's
my
enormous.
God.
Yeah, he's enormous.
Yeah.
Farmworth and Wardle. Sentinels.
They're locked in for absolute lock-ins.
Williams and Smith.
Yeah.
It's hard here with the props. I don't know who'll start prop, but McMeekan and Lees will both be in the team.
Yeah.
I think he'll start Das Clark.
Yes, I agree.
He'll play Bateman. He will play Kai Pearce-Paul.
Yes.
And
Morgan Knowles.
And
Smithies.
Then your bench is... I'm going into the bench.
Okay.
Bench is Litton.
Is it? I don't think he picks him.
I do. 100%.
Really?
Yeah. Litton, Smithies...
Walmsley.
Worms, and I don't know who his fourth will be.
Litton's
Here's a curveball for you, and if this comes off, I'm a genius. Is there a world where Mikey Lewis and Jez Litton are both on the bench and he only runs?
Question for you, so you're saying he doesn't go with AJ Brimson?
No, don't think so.
Okay.
Come on then, I've done mine.
Wellesby, Burgess and... Yeah, I don't think it's Tom Johnston. Yeah.
Team young.
Yeah. Tried and tested, money in the bank, credit in the bank. Far worse than Waddle. Then, do you think he goes Watkins? Anyway, then I think he goes William Smith.
Start with your hooker, because that's.
I think he goes Dice Clark at 9.
Yeah.
But I'd go Jez Litton.
Okay. Why?
I just think he's just won a grand. Like,
Fair enough.
he's in the pomp. He's in his pomp. Like, I just think you keep people rolling when they're in that. If he's in, play it.
Fair.
And then all my forwards are the same as yours, except I don't know if he starts Knowles or Smithies.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
And I think he starts Bateman. He's one that's an interesting one for me that I might prove right or I might prove wrong, but he's one that everyone has scratched their head out a little bit.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I think outside Bateman's the risky pick.
Yeah.
Where in Shaun Wane's mind, it's
just not
safe.
even a conversation.
It's a lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is it's interesting. We'll see who's right.
And I think he goes Mikey Lewis on the bench. I don't think he picks Jez Litton.
Oof. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I think he goes Mikey Lewis. Then I think he'll go Walmsley, one of Knowles or Smithies. Then that fourth is there's a battle there.
Yeah.
AJ, the thing is, AJ Brimson could end up playing a role in the sense of obviously when injuries come in, could chuck him up wing.
Great Britain style. Blake Austin. Stranger things have happened.
As in, because Dom Young hasn't had his.
No, he hasn't had the best
year.
No, but I think he'll go with him because I asked Wade specifically about this. I don't know if you guys did, what he was wanting from his wingers, because very clear that the style of winger he's gone for is different to what he could have done. And what I mean by that, Tom Davis and Liam Marshall's best attributes are backfield and the yardage. They have where he's gone for players who are very good aerially.
Yes.
Because of the.
Joe just got good charges though.
Not as good as
Tom Davis.
Not as good as Davis and Marshall. If you're going for the yardage,
I think Tom Davis is very unlucky to miss out.
Yeah, I think it's purely style.
Yeah,
he's just going. I think he's worried about the 6'6" high kicks to the corner, and Tom Davis aerially isn't as good as the three guys he's gone for. So I think it's that more than form.
No, that makes sense. I think. Look, hopefully it's the correct call. Look, this is what happens internationally every single time. Like, you saw it in the football that Southgate would pick someone and everyone would be up in arms and then they make the final. Like, it's one of those things that happens every single time. And like you say, Wane's got the record at the moment to back up
I agree.
his decision making. But it's just, I think England, this is my final point with England, used to be, we were so stacked in the forwards. It was the Burgess brothers, it was James Graham, like, even more recently, like, there's been loads that it was just always, we matched.
Chris Hill.
Thingy, who played for Catalans and just retired.
Elliot Whitehead.
Yeah. It was always just we'd always have massive, and I think we have lost a bit of size.
Yeah, albeit he did say that, the Aussie pack's more athletic than the Samoans and Tongans, so he's gone for more of that.
Okay, like Owen Trout.
Yeah, fast twitch is what he called it, like it's a technical thing.
Yeah.
Rather than a big, not now because he's obviously retired and he was playing in the Championship, but Chris Hill, who's size,
And actually, final point on this is AJ Brimson attended the grand final and said it's a very different game.
It is, which is why I don't think Reece Walsh will play for Australia.
Really?
I think they'll play Dylan Edwards at fullback because I think they'll be reffed like a Super League game and then Reece Walsh with the quick rucks.
So he said it was good that the referee let it flow, and he said when there was those bits of tussles, he just let them happen and separated them. But he said there was many a time where he thought there was going to be a penalty because of the slowness of the ruck, and it didn't happen. And I just think that could be the Aussies. And I assume both camps will meet with the refs to understand how the game will be refereed. But I think it could be integral because there was more tries in the first half of the NRL grand final than the last, other than the one that's just gone, than the last like 2 or 3 Super League ones total. So they play a very different style of rugby. and I do think that might be the thing that tips it. Do we know who the referees are yet?
Not yet.
I mean, it could be that when it's an Aussie ref, it looks one way, and when it's an English ref,
that would worry me, but we'll see.
I know, but that's
possible.
Works.
Possible.
But yeah, I think a squad of. I would say it's a safe squad.
Oh, to a degree, but that's what you do, right? Safe's normally the.
Is it?
Sometimes there's a bit of risk in there, but I think it's. I don't mind the squad.
What do you think he thought was the risk? Outside, people think John Bateman's the risk. For him, that's not.
I don't. It's hard with Shaun Wane because I think he's so convinced on what he trusts that there's probably
no risk. Slept for a month.
There's probably no risk in there for him.
Whereas to the outside, you starting halfback and captain not playing for 2 months is a risk. But and I guess what we can end on score prediction for first
come on, it's ages away. We'll do it.
Test.
No, but we're doing at least 2 more pods before then.
But I'm asking for it now and seeing if you revise
that's stupid. England will win.
I'll get lost. Really?
I think they'll win the first test. Because Australia are going to really struggle to sleep, apparently. That is because the business class flight's getting
Shaun Wane made it clear that Australia did book their own flights.
So I think that England will win. I think they will win 16 points to 10.
I think Australia win 26 points to 14. And there you go. On that, that's the end of your first Simbin Short, not Meg Matt.
Simbin's not.
Thanks for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you later in the week for a proper Simbin sessions focusing on the grand final, the fallout, IMG gradings, and 14 team Super League. See you then.